Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CM Trading. Today is January 17, 2022, and today is Monday morning. So welcome back, everybody. Hope you had a very good weekend. Now, looking at the highlights of today, oil back on its highs at $84-ish a barrel. Now, the question is, will it break higher or will it make that double top? We're going to take a look at that in just a second. No major economic events scheduled for today. So as we look at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, looking at the major pairs, we're talking about the GBP, the Euro, and the Aussie USD all retrace on resistance as the US dollar strengthens. Now, looking at the indices, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ drift sideways. And looking at commodities, oil on its highs, and gold continues to look like it's going to break out above its 1828-ish level. Now, looking at the stocks, JP Morgan tanks last week, big gap down and showing some weakness, while the tech stocks actually bounce after hitting very key levels. So that's a good sign. Now, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin wavers sideways. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trade. So here we go. We're looking at the Euro USD first on a 4-hour chart. And you can see this hit this beautiful level, 1483, after a nice little rally. Now, I would have expected a 50% retracement, which would have left me right here. It's not perfect, but it's close. Okay, so we'll take it from right now. Now, I want you to make this observation. We bounced off of our lower moving average, which is the 30-day moving average, but we haven't broken our 8-day moving average. So for all intents and purposes, we're right in the middle of both of them. And this is not the only currency that is doing that. So there's a little bit of a tug of war here, which way this is going to go next. So you want to keep an eye on this to see which one it's going to break first. Now, looking at the GBP, same story, okay, where we're above the 30-day moving average, but we're lower than the 8-day moving average, trading right below it. Okay, I do expect a little bit of a challenge again. Another rally back up to this 137.44-ish level, but keep this in mind as this is still unfolding. Now, the Aussie USD didn't get that bounce, which is seeming to imply that it's getting weaker, okay? So keep this on the radar, and this may be changing character and showing us some weakness here versus the US dollar. Now, jumping in commodities, first looking at gold. Gold trading at 1821, just below its 1828, hugging that resistance level, but I'd like to see it break out. And if it does break out, we're going to get some momentum on the upside, and this could pop 40 to 50 points easy. Now, looking at crude oil, look at that. Tripled top. We're right there where we'd like to break out. Now, you could see right here, we're tugging it. Okay, we're really having a hard time with this, and it's got to prove to us that it's going to continue going higher, okay, in order for us to break out higher. Now, the telltale sign here is the price of, or the volume here. So keep an eye on that, because if it doesn't exceed the previous volume, then we could certainly go down. Okay, so keep that in mind as this potentially could still retrace at these levels. Now, jumping into the big board, first looking at the Dow Jones trading at 35,800-ish level, down from our high last week of 36,326-ish level. Okay, that's where we were last week, and we've retraced since then. But the stocks are bouncing. Okay, they're not bouncing big, but they're bouncing. Okay, so I'd like to see whether or not this really does have that bounce to that 36,000 to see maybe this is turning around. Now, looking at the NASDAQ, really dead. Okay, not even getting that bounce. Now, when we look at the individual stocks, Apple got a little bit of a bounce last week. If you look at Microsoft, also got a little bit of a bounce. This was really a key level because this was supportish level, previous resistance. Okay, so this is really an important level for it to bounce off of. If it did break this 306-ish level, I would get much more bearish on the downside. Now, looking at the other stocks, okay, looking at Amazon trading sideways, Facebook also trading sideways. This has not really been trading, but looking at Tesla, it's founding a bottom, at least for now, at $1,000, okay, which has found the bottom for it. So it's just above it, 1,048, but needs to break a little bit higher. Now, looking at the bank stocks, this is where it gets really interesting. Gap down, showing some weakness, a little bit of a bounce, not a big bounce. So this may come to being a further sell-off in the markets, which would kind of makes sense, okay? Markets needing to sell off this time of the year. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin. almost dead. Okay, we're looking at a daily, and you could see that we're really consolidating within this area between 44 and 42,000, 40-ish thousand, and we're right there on that moving average. So keep an eye on this, because if it does continue to break down and it breaks this 40,000, well, sure enough, it could go back to 33,000. So keep an eye on this as this unfolds. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.